So, all right. Good evening. Hope you're all home safe. And today our main objective of this class is two things we are going to learn today. That is, one is your chroma removal. Okay. So whether it's a green mat or a blue mat, generally which is used mostly, and one more thing is that how to do the rendering. So these are the two things what we are going to learn today. So all right, so before going any further, first the thing what we have to do is you should uh, import footage into this. All right, so previously I have imported one of my project file. Just a moment. So if you see, if I select this one image, okay, so this is completely a TIFF sequence. You have around many number of images, just like, one second, what's the name of the image, count, 605, 609, all right, so just, I'll go with this, one second. So there are 1028 images of this particular footage. So this is the raw image, and its size, if you see, I right click and I'm showing the properties of the size, 6.35 GB, just one shot. So its size is this much heavy. All right, so 6.3 GB only for one shot. This is entirely one shot by the camera, and it consists of 1028 frames. Each image is one frame. All right, so this is a footage what we are going to take into our this thing. So now here there are a few other options what how to import this footage. So select the first image. All right, you should not select other image, just select the first image. As soon as you select the first image, here you can see the format is TIFF. It already recognized, the software already recognized it's a TIFF format. Import as what? Footage. And if you see here TIFF sequence, so you have to check whether this option is checked or not. All right, so just click this box if it doesn't click by itself, and you are good to go. So open. So as soon as I open here, there are few parameters which you have to understand to make production pipeline working style, right? So first parameter is, as soon as I click my footage, here you have to notice that what is the size of that frame. So 2048 into 1080. This is actually a cinematic frame sizes. All right, so we'll be working on this size itself from rush. We call it as a rush, the shot which shot by cameras. For main purpose is for movies, feature films, making movies. So this is the size 2048 into 1080. Generally, they'll be giving us, and the frame rate is 30 frames per second, and the colors is of color profile is of millions of colors. So we have to keep these things in point. Now while making new composition, here we have to do these settings as near to as it's possible, or else there is one good way to do this same as it is. You want the same parameters to be made the new composition. So select the clip what you want to make a composition, new composition, and drag and drop on that new composition icon. Now you are able to view our window. So this is our character actually, and here if you see, the previous classes in couple of classes, I told that here one thing you have to notice that resolution and if you say the sample format, what you can see here, it's on half. If I'm going for full, so now you got the clarity of this footage. If you see, I'm just pressing Alt and what do you say, scroll button. So I'm scrolling to see the quality of this image. Now, if you see the quality of this image, if it is half, so the quality comes down. Go for the quarter, the quality is very less. All right, so it's pixelated. It shows in the pixelated format, but it's actually not pixelated. I'm just making it full. Then you can see the proper quality, because we have to work with the production footages, and we are working with the films. So kindly please note that you always go and check this option box to full and check wherever you have some problems or you got some doubts, right? So this is very important thing. And for now, just go with half of the resolution, because we cannot work when some effects are added to this and we are unable to, it will be a little problem for us if some effects are added to this, and we cannot render down because it's showing in full um, quality. All right, and also it consumes some of our disk space, a temporary disk space, where we'll face problems in rendering down here. Okay, so please once if you are working with the system, there is one more point you have to understand our After Effects is that don't drag. All right, don't drag this indicator on this timeline. If you drag, what happens is that, see, I'm clicking here, clicking here, clicking here, clicking here. You're finding some small green dots. It means that it's rendering. So if you drag, suddenly if you give hundreds of renders at a time, the entirely your After Effects get crashed. Okay, so please don't do that. If you want to watch what happened, just press 0. So it gives you a pre-render, and it forms this 0. Pressing 0 in this numerical keys it says that it's just making a pre-render, means a temporary file where your render information is been saved, and then later on you can click that 0 once again. It plays only that render where it's till where it's rendered. Okay. Yeah, and one more thing you should notice that this TIFF formats doesn't have any audio. So we don't work on audios, please. So it's only the visual format. They'll be giving in TIFF, DPX, or TGA. All right, so we have to work, and then later on we have to submit them on TIFF or on what do you say, TGA. All right, because DPX will not support transparency. So there is some small problem with DPX is that it does not support the transparency. So we have to work on TIFF, and if there is no possibility of TIFF, then we have to give it on to this TGA format, where we are working with this alpha channel. You know what is alpha channel, right? The transparency. So the now background is of green screen, green matte. All right, and the foreground, the person is the character, where we have to remove this green screen. That's called as chroma removal. And sorry guys, this is called as chroma removal, the green screen what we have to remove. And here, to remove this, there are few things we have to understand. That see, the first thing is that edge means your you can press space bar, where you will get this type of hand type of thing, and you can check whether the edges are properly merged or not, or is there any problem. So to remove the green screen, there won't be any problem in other parts, but the problem comes at your edgy part, where your character and your background has been deviated by some single line. So here you have to understand, and you have to take care of that thing. And one more point is that you should not let your quality of the character down. Okay, so it has, see, because this is for movie, and movie, why I'm telling you many number of times it's for movie. The reason is that in movie the theater screen is very big. Okay, so if we do any um, uh, if you compromise with the quality, so you can understand what happens if the audience are viewing on your theater. All right, so this is one of our character, and the background will be replaced now. So to replace that, just click on that layer, the footage, and here if you come to this right side panel, okay, so where you got a panel called effects and presets. So this is the panel where you can apply a number of tools. All right, so you have number of tools, you can apply a number of tools in which to do this chroma removal, uh, we have number of tools. We call this as keying. To remove the chroma from the background, means the background removal is called as keying. The name, it's a technical term, we call it as keying. Please remember that name. All right, so here we have some few tools which will help us to remove this keying thing, and or else you can simply type in here KEY. So as soon as you type in key, so you can find the similar compared tools with the same name. So you can see there is two things. One is in animation presets, you got keying blue blur and keying green blur. And nowadays this is of After Effects CS5, and now latest After Effects CS16, and or else above that, they are getting in this animation presets a combination of three keying layers which are very mandatory for us. So one is a key light, and the other one is your what do you say, suppressor, fill suppressor. All right, so just go with the keying ones, click on the keying. So here I can say one is your key light, all right, and the second one is fill suppressor. So these are the two main important tools what we'll be using for key, and also we can go with the color key. All right, so let's first apply. So here a CC wire removal is there. We can do wire removals. So that we'll be explaining in the next further classes. So right now I'm just taking this key, and I can apply on the footage directly, or else I can place on this timeline footage. Okay, so I got two options. I'm just going with the window, and here as soon as I place this thing, and if you see, there is one new panel has been opened, which is called as effects control of that particular layer. All right, so this is the effects, or else you can find those effects from here also by clicking this arrow button. So you got effects from here itself. See, the key light effect is here, the button is effects, and if you turn on and turn off, if there is any changes, you can see. And here the key light effect properties you can get from here itself, or else you will be getting a separate window where the effects control window is there. So if we go here, see some of the windows in the workspace, you can see effects and presets, info window is on, also your preview is on, also your tools. All right, so effects and presets things, your tools is on, and composition is on, effects controls, this one is on, and your timeline is on. All right, so there is also some other windows you can just check for yourself. Okay, so now so this is a key light. Actually, it's like a plugin to After Effects, but you'll be getting this plugin by default with the After Effects. And there are some other plugins also which work on the chroma key. So right now, this is a default plugin which you get for free if you are going to purchase the After Effects. So here, key light. In this now, what color I would like to remove? That's what I have to mention, right? So the first thing is that I'll select the color, the screen color, what color you are going to key. So I'm just clicking this picker. This is called as a picker. I'm just clicking on it. And here, if you see, there are different shades, right? As compared from here, the brighter one, here some darker shade, right? Sorry, guys. Once again. Yeah. So here the brighter one is that there is a darker shade. All right. So go with mostly you go with the brighter side. Okay. So don't go with the darker one because this dark part here, dark part, if that matches also, your keying will be little improper balancely removed. So I'm going with the brighter side. I'm just clicking on this. So as soon as I click on that, so you can see some black screen is appeared. It's nothing but a transparency. So this is what background is been removed. And here we can find some, this dark shade. It's not still not removed yet. Yeah. So we have to sort that out. So let's go back. And if I zoom in, see, there is some pixelated things going on here. So this should not be there. It should be very clean. And also you can check through some other options. All right. So you can check through 1 second. Through here in view, this is the final result. Actually what we are viewing means after applying this key, just I haven't done anything. I just took the picker and just selected one of the part of a green screen, that chroma, and it's been keyed. So I'm getting the final result in this way. So now if you see the final result here, you are getting some greenish shade, right? So this will be sorted at a very fastly. So we'll do one thing. I'll just first play the video so that you can understand more. I'm just making the video window a little bigger. So I'm pressing 0. So in order to render this, so this footage is of more than 30 seconds. All right. So it takes little time. So you have to understand, you have to work with this and see here, you are getting that rendering um, percentage sometimes. It's just flickering for you, I guess, on here. So every frame is been rendered. So it's taking a lot of time because it's of 6.35 GB and we will be working sometimes in 20-30 GB files also. That's the reason why we ask you to purchase a very higher end computers which has some 16 GB RAM or else 32 GB RAM, 64 GB RAM. All right. So this is where it supports actually. So even your processor speed also should be little much better to work because this is working for complete feature filling or some production pipelines. So our system should be some high-end systems. Workstations do better. All right. So I'm just clicking pressing 0 1 second so that it's showing the footage. So this is a very simple footage because there is no much movement in this person's this thing. But one thing, if you see here, now till this green part I can drag. All right, so I can drag here. Now I don't know whether you are able to view or not. Here, if you see the clarity and the quality of the image is not that much captured, where you can find this noise is going on. All right, so this is not our part to do the noise things, but this will be, this noise gets cleared in DI, in the process of DI for the footage. All right, so most probably the screen has been used, and it's good. Now let's go with some other points here, and this is the final result, and we would like to view. So after applying, what happens? So we should view few things like screen mat. So here you can understand that how much of your green color, the chroma has been removed, and how much it's not removed. So the complete in the screen mat, the information what you see in the screen mat, it says that the black means transparency and the white means opaque. All right, so if you see the opaque and the transparency here, so why your quality is not so good is that because your black thing, the black shade, some gray part is also there on your face. So it means that his face is also been transparent. All right, so this we should avoid. So completely my footage, the foreground character, whatever we are going to remove from the background, it should be complete opaque, which is should be white color when you see check with this screen mat, and this background completely should be black. So here you can see some white parts are there. It means that this here the key the chroma is not removed, right? So we should work on this. So how to work on this? Here, if you see the option screen mat, right? So in the screen mat, there are few options like clip black and clip white and clip rollback, some shrink and some screen softness and also and so. Just go through with those parameters, and I'm just going with the clip black so that my black, you see, it's getting enlarged, and I'm getting that output. My black screen is going very well, and clip white. So if you see clip white is 100%, you have to decrease the clip white so that the character is very important. You have to understand the character. So clip white, the character, you see here 92, let's scroll it down, 88, yes. So now my character is completely opaque. That means that the character, you say whatever transparency in the character is gone with this 78% of clip white, and let's make some clip black little more further. So when you are making, see here your hard edges, you know, here this is getting very transparent. So don't push it more so that actually your edge should be smooth. It should not be very hard edge. All right, so that's one more thing you have to keep in mind. So this is just introduction way I'm teaching you how to do this chroma removal keying. But there is another way. Actually, we have to make a mask. So if I make a mask around him, all my other what do you say, the screen can be removed within one click of that. So we have to make number of layers, the copy of number of layers, then we have to mask it. So that technique I'll be teaching you tomorrow. So this is what, as far as it is good. So now we'll go with the final result, and you can see now the quality is not compromised, and your eyebrows, see, you can get it, eyebrows, your eyes, everything is not transparent. Previously it was transparent, right? So now if I click this option, it's called for transparency. Yeah, so this is a toggle switch to transparent. So now the entire background has been transparent, and my face, the quality is not losing. My face quality is as it is, right? So we have to see that once. Just press 0 to pre-render that. Yeah. So I'm going with this. It's pretty much satisfied. So I got a good output here, and if I replace the background, I can replace. But here there are a few things. So one, why I have made my clip black not extended more than 12 points is that because, see, I just wanted to make sure that my edge is a little smooth. This blending should be there all the time, and also I make sure that there is no transparency as this black thing is getting transparent. So this will be sorted out in the next class. What we have to do is we have to mask this out. So we have to mask this. So there comes our roto. Roto means working frame by frame. So that is one other way to remove the background. So frame by frame, we'll call it as a roto. So there are few roto artists who will be working for frame by frame to remove the background, to differentiate the background with the foreground. So, or else to pick up some objects from the background. So this is our removal of green matte. The matte colors differs, like some people use green, some people might be using also white, some people use blue. So it's nothing. Chroma means a color, a single color where you can work on that. You can replace that single color. So that's the reason why they call it as a chroma. So this is what, and I'll just take some image and put it behind that. I guess this is an image. Yeah, so this is an image. So I'm just bringing some random image. Please don't mind. Sorry, guys. So go to the project window. You can take this windows and you can place it here also. You can work like this, but see, placing here you cannot work and you cannot view, right? So that's the reason your window is placed on this side, so that you can work and also you can view. So I'm going with the project window. I'll just drag and drop that image, and I'm just making it as background. And you cannot see the result because here it's in this thing. So go over the final result. And I'm simply increasing the size of this. I'm going with the scale and position of this. All right. So see, this black thing is there here. So this will be, so I'll be teaching you in the next class how to make a proper keying, and you can understand that. So here this is one more thing, and there is one more other point what I would like to tell you is that now if you see some greenness is there on his face, so to suppress that, there is one other tool called as spill suppressor. Drag and drop on this layer. So you got spill suppressor, where you are going to suppress of which color, whether it is green color or else whether it is blue color, that you have to mention there. So I'm just turning off the effect. I'm just clicking here and just giving him the information that this color should be suppressed. I'm just clicking on this, and if you see, so here much difference, you cannot see much difference, but just you can simply reset, and here as soon as my one thing you have to observe, you have to watch with the highlights. So if you are watching with the highlights, as soon as I'm just clicking my key light effect on, my highlight has been compromised with the color of some pink tone or something else, right? So that is one thing. See, here it is bright, and as soon as I click it, it's been suppressed and the quality has been down. It's showing little blurriness. That should not happen. So that I'll be teaching you in the next class, how to control the quality of the image and also work on. Okay, so I'll pick the color. So I want to suppress better. I'm going with the better. So there will be a small change if you see off on, off on. So small change is there, not much change. So this is what your suppressor will do. Okay. So here we will end our session, and tomorrow I'll be teaching you how to work with in detail by making some things which are much better. See here, there is a gap between his ear, and if you see the edge is having some black lines, so this should not happen because see here some pixels they are playing. So these things we have to keep in mind so that we get a good keying, so good output. So we'll rest of the thing we'll be learning in the next class. So here I will be ending my session. Okay guys, thank you.